What up, everybody? My name is Gabriel, and I'd like to welcome you all once more to this channel, Tipping Point. Now, today we're going to be having an amazing show. I'll be giving you ideas in terms of how to find inspiration, how to find motivation. If you are the type of person that struggles with getting inspiration, getting motivation in terms of executing your projects, in terms of coming up with creative ideas for your next big thing. So I'll be sharing some of the ideas that work for me in terms of getting me motivated, getting me inspired when I feel like I'm facing beat block or creative blocks. So these are the things that I would like to share with you today. I'd like to invite you to come and engage with me as I share these ideas with you guys. So right off the bat, if you are viewing us for the first time, I'd encourage you to hit the subscribe button so that you can help us get to 100 subscribers, since we are a new channel. But with that said, let's get into it. So the very first thing that I would advise you to do when you find yourself lacking motivation, lacking inspiration in terms of the project that you want to execute on, is to take the first step. Get your hands dirty, immerse yourself within the project. I feel like that once you give yourself to the project, that's when you will find the motivation, that's when you will find inspiration, while at least you are engaged in giving yourself into the project. So the very first thing is give yourself to the project. You might not know how to do it, but what I've found through time and time again is that when I give myself into a project, when I immerse myself in a project, that's when I tend to develop that sense of excitement, that sense of engagement, that sense of inspiration and motivation towards the project that I'm dealing with at hand. So that's one thing. I found that when I've waited and hoping and praying and fasting about how to get motivated, I sometimes get into a stagnation. So what I've found to break through from that is to, whether you don't know how to execute, you don't know what to do, you don't know the proper steps in terms of getting that particular idea executed, the first thing that I'll just advise is take the first step. And the second step, don't think too much about it. That's one of the problems that most people tend to face. We tend to think a lot about the perfect idea, the perfect time to be motivated, but with time I feel like that's a form of procrastination in itself, that we waiting for the stars to align and then God to speak to me and give me a word, and then now I have the sort of inspiration and motivation to do whatever that I need to do. So that's the number one thing. When you take action, when you take the first step, that's when you will develop sometimes that source of inspiration. It will just naturally comes when you find yourself doing the thing that needs to be done. You'll find yourself in a flow state. A flow state is whereby challenge meets skill. This is where the two merge, and this is where you find yourself being engaged with the project at hand. This is where you find yourself being like, why was I stressing? This thing is kind of like easy. That's when you get that source of being engaged, excitement, because your brain is like unleashing ideas, releasing motivation, all the good juices of creativity, they get unleashed while you find yourself in a flow state. So that's one thing that I would really encourage you to do. Take action, take the first step, get your hands dirty within the project. So that's the one thing. Another example that I normally use when I'm lacking motivation, lacking inspiration, is I just go on to YouTube and search how to make whatever that I would want to do, and then through that, if I find a useful tutorial, I just copy it. Now, why do I say just copy it? Copying that thing, it prepares you. I normally think of it as actually warming up towards whatever I want to do. So I'll just go on YouTube, get the video that I would want to watch, something that's similar to what I want to do. I copy what's being done on the video. Many times doing this, I find myself, while at least I'm learning from a tutorial, out of the blue, I would find myself getting ideas. I would find myself practicing it, copying the exact same steps that they are teaching in the tutorial, and then through that process, that's when sometimes I will find myself developing newer ideas in terms of how to improve the current thing that I'm doing right now. Then it now gives me the energy and the desire to complete this thing into a newer task or a newer project. So it's a form of inspiration when I feel I do not have ideas, my brain is not willing to help me. So yeah, so that's tip number 2. Number 3, another simple thing that I do is to find a friend who does the same thing that I do. Collaboration, that's where newer and broader ideas come about. Collaboration, that's where two energies come into one and then create something amazing, something interesting, something that you both would love. It actually challenges the two of you to be at your best and then merge, come up with something incredible that's gonna actually be dope when you look back at it. So yeah, that's tip number 3. Find somebody who does a similar thing or who's better at the thing that you would want to do. Collaborate with them or learn from them. That will give you a sense of it will draw a sense of inspiration within you in terms of improving what they teach you, or how to innovate whatever they teach you. So that's also a useful thing that I normally do. Sometimes doing things alone doesn't really help because you'll be just stuck in your own cave. So when you collaborate with somebody, it's a good thing for the two of you. You get to share ideas, you get to learn, and you get to teach, and then the both of you get to grow, and then there's something that you can both cherish. It will increase your workflow and creativity also. Learning from other people, that's also a good thing to practice. And then tip number 4, go back to the basics. Sometimes I find myself, I feel like, now I'm just doing too much, I've lost the essence. The basics always help us through. That's why even in school, when we learn a new topic, they teach us basics first. From the basics, that's when you add on and add on and add on and add on. So yeah, when you feel challenged, when you feel yourself lacking motivation, lacking inspiration, sometimes just get to the basics. Do the basics. From doing the basics, the simple stuff, it will give you the ideas of okay, let me just add this thing and see what's gonna happen. Why let's I add this on the basics, and then when you do that, it's gonna compound and blah 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 blah, and then turn out into something great. So yeah, that's also one idea that improves and gets me up and running. Through doing the basics, it will actually push me towards adding newer things, and then I find myself, I've completed a project, I'm happy with the result, and then that's always a good thing. Okay, moving along. Tip number 5. Well, I've lost count, but I hope it's tip number 5. It's not really a matter of lacking inspiration. It's not really a matter of lacking motivation. Sometimes it's a matter of didings bafwe to the mind, the thinking. We don't have the proper mind in place. Sometimes the mind likes laziness. The mind likes to get us not moving, doing simple stuff, chilling and stuff. So you need to fight against your mind at times. So the mind, in terms of the tricks in which the mind uses to get you lazy, to get you stagnant, to get you chilling and doing nothing, is a process of you think too much. You think too much to yourself that I need to have the proper idea. It needs to be this, it needs to be that, and then you find yourself not doing anything. So that is one trick that I've learned in a hard way, that the mind tends to get me lazy, it gets me stagnant. So I need to challenge myself and fight against it. That your mind, I know what I want to achieve at the end. I have the end in mind, and then I need not wait too much to have the perfect idea. Let me just get right into it. take action, take action, take action, breakthrough, 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 man. This things. So yeah, it's gonna slow you down if you pay too much attention to it. That, oh, I need to have the prophet, man. I need to have the unkulunkulu mela az akhulume nami, give me a sense of vision. Oh no, what nah. This is not church, bruh. You need to get things done. You need when you're wasting your time waiting and thinking somebody else is doing it. If you study evolution, I'm sure you know that the human being is meant to save energy. So what the mind does is it doesn't want to get you moving and doing a lot of stuff. It wants to keep you stagnant and save energy. So when you need to be aware, you need to be wise, you need to fight against this. It's a sort of a negative thing. It's a bad thing actually, because it gets you lazy, it gets you unproductive. So you need to fight against your mind. Every time when you feel like there's something that you want to do not think too much about it. Just have the end in mind and then execute. Through execution, that's when newer ideas and proper ways will come up in terms of how to actually tackle the thing that you want to achieve. So yeah guys, I hope that with these tips you will apply them, see if they work. Whatever that I share here, don't just listen to it, test it out. If it works, sharp. If it doesn't work, it's still sharp. Find what works for you and get yourself doing something. I would hate it to see people like us just chilling and waiting for shit to happen. Sorry for my language, but yeah, that's actually how I feel. I'm also mad at myself when I do this type of thing. It's also like a challenge for us in the community of people who are go-getters, people who want to accomplish stuff, people who want to be creators, people who want to achieve a lot. So yeah, let us get engaged, let us encourage each other not to chill too much. Let us work. Of course, let's make it fun. Let us not be serious all the time. I hate that, being serious all the time. I'd like us to do things that are fun for us, things that are engaging for us, so that we continue doing the things, we continue improving ourselves, we continue building ourselves into better, brighter people. So with that said, remember guys, I'd like you to subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't subscribed. If this is the first time watching this, please subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family. Help us get to 100 subscribers. That's really the target so far, since this channel is new. Share the video, comment, let me know what you guys are thinking of. What are your thoughts on a day-to-day basis? What are your thoughts when you're lacking motivation and inspiration? Let's get engaged, let's talk, let's build this community of go-getters. So yeah, with that said, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to y'all for being dope people. I love